Though the Battlefield 6 news keeps getting better and better. We are getting some of the most important questions answered for us. Number 1, what will the matchmaking be like in Battlefield 6? Number 2, what will the anti-cheat be like? So starting off with the matchmaking situation, we have Charlie Intel on Twitter. EA says Battlefield 6 matchmaking will focus on ping, player's location, server availability, and some skill factor. The matchmaking factors will vary based on each game mode and player counts. Now, a lot of people are scared about the matchmaking because skill factor was mentioned. People are scared that we might have proper skill-based matchmaking. However, Battlefield is yet to have any form of skill-based matchmaking, and a lot of people are claiming that this will probably just be team balancing. For those of you that don't know, team balancing is basically when the lobby is full and the matchmaking system will balance for teams just so it's not one-sided. It is not like your usual skill-based matchmaking system where you can only play against people at your skill level. They just balance for teams out so it is a fair game. However, obviously with the game being out, we cannot 100% confirm it is just team balancing. For all we know, there could be a slight skill-based factor, probably less than COD, considering they've seen how much the COD community complains about skill-based matchmaking. And correct me if I'm wrong, but considering that Battlefield has never had skill-based matchmaking, I doubt they'll add it now. Especially when one of the biggest complaints in first-person shooter games, especially Call of Duty, over the past 5 years, has been the insane level of skill-based matchmaking we have had. It's not even skill-based anymore, it's engagement optimized. Yes, you may be playing with people at your skill level, but the games are insanely rigged and the teams are insanely unbalanced. Before, when I tried to get a bit of footage, I accidentally joined a 10v10 game instead of small map mosh pit, and I joined into a losing hardpoint game where the enemy team, their top player had a 9 KD and an attack chopper. The game was literally throwing me in to lose. Now on to the anti-cheat news. So EA have said Battlefield 6 will feature their new Javelin anti-cheat system, which first debuts in Battlefield 2042 and Battlefield Labs. This anti-cheat will also run at the kernel level and will require you to have secure boot enabled. Now obviously this is absolutely great. Kernel level, perfect. However, I have seen a few people complain about the secure boot issue. Now, of course, the Call of Duty fanboys and Activision glazers are absolutely crying about this news. Even though the Ricochet anti-cheat completely sucks ass and may as well be an AI reporting tool, they will still complain. These are the type of people who aren't subscribed. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. It really helps. Don't be like these people. But anyway, from what I've heard, the Javelin anti-cheat is a solid anti-cheat. Apparently they actually imported it from Battlefield 1 to Battlefield 5 as well, and it massively decreased the amount of cheaters. So obviously this is just a no-brainer and an absolute amazing step forward into combating cheating. Considering one of the biggest complaints about Battlefield's competitor is the anti-cheat, this really does just help Battlefield excel even more. Now, we do have a few more bits and pieces that have been announced about Battlefield 6. First of all, there is no old gen. They are dropping old gen support. Thank God. I don't get why Call of Duty still have not done this. As well as that, it will run standard 60 FPS on PS5 and Xbox Series X, and that's by default, but the game will also have a performance mode that increases FPS. This is absolutely perfect for the people who care about graphics and also don't care about graphics. If you care about graphics, you can go and play on 60 FPS. If you don't, you can increase your frames. In addition to that, it has been announced that crossplay in Battlefield 6 can be enabled or disabled in the in-game settings. If you keep crossplay on, EA says they are working to ensure console players get matched with other console players and will only add PC players if there is a need to fill in lobbies. Again, another W for Battlefield. This means that, first of all, if you're a console player and you don't want to listen to keyboard players complaining about aim assist, you don't have to play with them. But as well as that, the crossplay feature should actually work on Battlefield 6 compared to Call of Duty, because on Call of Duty, because of how strict skill-based matchmaking is, unless people actually use Crossplay Off, it is nearly impossible to find lobbies with Crossplay Off on Black Ops 6. Even with Crossplay on, it could take me at least 5 minutes to find a 10v10 match. Crossplay Off, basically impossible. Now, there is one question I have about this feature, and that's with the Crossplay Off settings, because in Black Ops 6, we have 3 different crossplay settings. You can have it either on, you can have it off, or you can have it off but it's set to consoles only. So you can still play with PlayStation players if you're on Xbox, PlayStation players can still play with Xbox players, etc. I'm not gonna lie, we're in 2025, I don't get why Xbox players wouldn't want to play with PlayStation players and vice versa. But I mean, why not just have the setting? Obviously we will have to wait and see if the settings get added. Now this is kind of all the very new Battlefield 6 news, and I'm not gonna lie, this looks absolutely amazing. There is already so much hype for this game, and now they are continuing to add features or talk about things that Call of Duty just fail to do or don't do well. The matchmaking and anti-cheat in Call of Duty are 2 of the things that we barely ever get any communication on. Meanwhile, Battlefield 6 has just come out the park, told us everything about it and given us confidence about the game. Something that Activision would never do, and even if they do, most of the time they literally just lie and gaslight the community. Now obviously we can't say it is amazing yet because we still need to see if the matchmaking system and anti-cheat actually works. We are now 3 days away from the beta. Sadly I won't be playing the beta on day 1 because I don't have an early beta code, so I'll be playing it on the 9th, and I will also miss the second half of the beta due to a holiday. But when I can play the beta, I will definitely be absolutely grinding Battlefield 6 and trying to farm as much content as I possibly can. But back to the main point, the even better thing about these announcements is these aren't even the actual selling points for Black Ops 6. With X-Defiant flopped because its only selling point was no skill-based matchmaking and it barely had any content. Whereas Battlefield, it's a massive franchise that already has a history. It doesn't need to use no skill-based matchmaking as its main selling point. Call of Duty have basically just handed EA literally everything possible to make such a successful game. And we know competition is always a good thing between games, because if one game is absolutely soaring, it means another game has changes to make that could improve the game. So I do hope a lot of these features actually work in Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty try and follow on. Because obviously I don't want one game to succeed and one game to fail. I want options, I want a variety. I want both games to do as best as they possibly can. However, if only one of those games is there, it's just not possible. Competition always brings the best out of opposing franchises. Now, before I end the video, I just want to quickly say an absolute huge thank you for all the support recently. We have recently just broken 500 subscribers and we're already getting close to 600. The support views have been absolutely insane, and I just want to thank you guys, because obviously without you, there is no Christex. And obviously, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully you enjoy the content I upload. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think Battlefield 6 will be absolutely amazing compared to Black Ops 7 this year? If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. It really does help us out. The channel is absolutely blowing up right now, and the support, obviously, thank you so much for it. You guys are absolutely amazing. Also, let me know in the comment section what content you would like to see on the channel, what topics you would like me to cover. But with all that being said, I've been Christex. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.